and welcome back to another episode of What Was That Podcast. I'm Jazzy.
And I'm Addi.
While I may not be lucky in love, I have found myself lucky in life with friends that I can trust.
Yay! I trust my friends with my life. I will say I have a phenomenal partner who I can also rely on, but I've had to go through a few frogs before finding my prince.
Hopefully, these Redditors and I will land on our own princess soon before we develop too many trust issues. That's what we're talking about today. People with trust issues. Some valid, some are... You shall see. I was like, I don't know how we're getting into this. Trust issues.
Yeah. You'll have to, when you watch that back, you'll see my face after reading that line. I was like...
Yeah, I was like, girl, I don't know. Trust issues. I was like, we like Quentin, so... Other trust issues.
What would you do if you like at this like day and age, like what would you do if you found out that your partner was cheating on you?
Do you want to know my first thought, which is probably not what I would actually do? Them.
That's a boy thing. Listen, but
I'm a leaver. I'm like, okay, well, I guess that's the end of that.
Yeah. I asked because I've been seeing these TikToks on like constantly. It's like, I found out my husband of 10 years was cheating on me, so I invited his fling over for barbecue. Or like, I found out my husband was cheating on me, so I took him and dropped him off at his like girlfriend's house. Or like there's like so many different like super petty things where I'm like, how'd you do that? Because I would not be able to keep it together for a minute. No, I find out and it's like immediate.
Yeah, like I go like full scorched earth.
Yeah, exactly.
I never want anything. Like I don't have enough calmness within me to like come up with a good plan.
Yeah.
To get back at them. It's just nope, scorch the earth.
Yeah.
And then salt it so nothing will grow here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's fair.
Yeah. I think it's a Leo. Us being Leos. Other people are like, yes, I would buy my time. Revenge is best served cold.
I'm like, that's not. Or some people are just like, I would just leave. And I'm like, that's it? That's all you would do? Yeah. Like, you're not just going to like set everything on fire with them inside of it? Mm-hmm. Yeah. That couldn't be me. I would completely annihilate everything in my sight.
See, I have been told that I let people off too easy, but in my defense, Bettina, it's people that I was considering breaking up with anyway. So
yeah, like, so it's kind of like
fight for it.
Yeah, you're like, okay, whatever. You're doing me a favor at this point.
This is your idea to break up. I wonder how you thought of that.
Dang.
Shoot. Anyway, story one. This is a short one, but a weird little one. I found video and photos of my feet. Female 19, male 20. I'm not sure who to confide in, so I'm turning to Reddit. I'm a 19-year-old female, and my boyfriend is a 20-year-old male. We've been together for 2.5 years, and I recently moved in with him. Last night, I took an edible that made me feel paranoid instead of relaxed. Since I was in the living room, I decided to go back to his bedroom where he was sleeping. We have an open phone policy and always have, meaning I can check his phone whenever I want, and he can do the same for me. I've been having suspicions about him since the last time I checked his phone. He made a big deal out of it, which he had never done before. Naturally, being high and paranoid, I grabbed his phone. While looking through it, I found so many videos and photos of my feet. I had no idea these videos or photos were taken. There's also a photo of a random woman by the pool. Her feet are in the picture. My boyfriend has a foot fetish, which I've been supporting, but we always talk about things before doing anything. This just shocked me and made me feel violated because I had no idea he was recording and taking pictures of my feet and keeping them in a Google Drive. I'm not sure if it's okay for me to feel violated. How do I approach this?
Okay, I have a couple different feelings because then at the end she was like, I know that he has a foot fetish and we've talked about it.
Right.
So then I'm like, well, I want to, and I know this is not accurate, but I want to akin it to something like your partner taking pictures of you in general, like when they think that you look beautiful or when they think you look hot. However, when it is fetishized, like then it becomes like a weird territory where it's like I'm not really consenting to this part of your fetish right now.
Right.
And I mean, you always want, like, consent is very important.
Yeah.
So there, you always want, so maybe it's like worth having a conversation of like, hey, I found this. I don't like that you're doing this. If you want to take a picture of my feet, can you ask?
Right. Ask.
Yeah.
Talk to me. Let's make it a thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, to just, because it is a sexual thing for him, to just have those photos without your knowledge. In my mind, I don't know if this is the right equivalency, but I'm like, it's like if you're sleeping in someone's bed and you're like, your boobs are out and they take a picture of your boobs.
Okay. Yeah. I like, for me, I was like, it's just feet. But then like you like talk about like, you have to like sexualize it. Yeah. So it's like not the same, but like if you were like getting out of the shower and they like slapped a picture of you.
Your rocks off on it.
Yeah.
Then maybe we should, because she knows he has it.
Yeah.
Cool with it.
It just needs to be a discussion.
Just talk about it.
Yeah. Just like have an open, I mean, you know about the fetish. Just be like, hey, can you?
What if it's like photos that he took of her that were full body? Mm-hmm. He's like, oh, she looks so beautiful. And her dogs just happen to be out.
Yeah.
And he
just like
zooms in. And then he has a folder for it. Is that different?
Oh, I feel
kind of, right?
I don't think so.
Yeah.
I feel like because she's not like intending it for that. I don't know. It's the same if people take your pictures off the internet and like store it in a folder. Like that would make me feel some type of way. I'd be like, hey, like I know that I'm your partner, but like you have this whole folder. Like if I found that, I'd be like, hey, I'm not gonna king shame you. But the fact that you are taking them and like hoarding them and hiding them and you're doing it in secret,
right?
That's where it gets weird for me,
right?
I'm like, why is there secrecy?
Yeah,
because then it poses the question of like, are you getting off on the fact that you're doing it? Yeah, that you're doing it in secret, and that makes it way worse. Yeah. It's like. Yes, okay, like, that's something else that we need to talk about entirely. Like, if you're getting your rocks off on the fact that it's a secret and that you're doing it, like, you're, like, sneaking it, we need to talk about that.
Yeah.
So.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. I think the initial, it's like, oh, it's just toes. But then it's like, well, what do you want to do to those toes?
Yeah, it adds a whole different factor of, like, you know, when it's a fetish, it's you're sexualizing something and it becomes something entirely different.
Right.
Yeah. Those dogs are no longer dogs. They're a pocket dog.
I couldn't think of anything else. Like little smokies.
Well, I was thinking of the like because people call it
pocket rocket. Oh,
so I was like,
yeah,
whatever, whatever. It didn't land. It's fine. Are there any good comments?
No, kind of the same thing we're saying, where like he just respected your boundaries. Mm-hmm. Some people are like, you should break up. This person says, big deal. He took photos of your feet. Next time, wear socks. That should resolve the issue.
I mean, it's like the same. So like, funny, but it's like the same. I'm thinking of specifically in the instance of like, okay, so we're in social media. One of the trends that I've been seeing on TikTok lately is women who are like, here's my heel collection.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
And a lot of the time they're not wearing socks and it's just their feet in frame walking across. And there are some people who wear socks and in the comments, people are like, thank you for wearing socks, or like, this person's smart wearing socks.
Yeah.
Because you do have to think, and granted, that would be a stranger, not your partner.
Right.
But even if, let's say, your partner watches it and they're like screenshotting it as you're doing it,
saving it into
a wank bank is essentially like that. Yeah, that would make me feel definitely make me feel a certain type of way.
Right. And because it's like different if you send your partner the photos and then they have that somewhere.
Yeah.
Because you are consenting. You sent it and you're like, yep, I know this photo exists.
Okay, here's another thing for you. Okay. Another little question. Obviously, I think we can both agree that keeping a nude of an ex after you are no longer together is weird. That the consent has been withdrawn at that point.
Right.
However, do you think it's weird if your partner like does have an entire folder of like pictures that you may have sent them, or like pictures that they have taken of you that you knew of?
Yeah.
Like they have a picture, like a whole folder on their phone that's like nudes or whatever. Is that something? Is that?
I don't think so. I think especially like if it's a hidden folder, I'm cool with that. Because if you're like showing your coworker photos of your dog and then all of a sudden they just start scrolling and then they're like, oh, is this your partner's butthole or whatever?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I wouldn't mind if they kind of tucked that away.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm okay with that as long as it's like discussed beforehand.
Right.
Like it has to be a conversation of consent, because like just if I send you a picture, I'm not, for me in my mind, if I'm like I'm sending this person a picture, I'm not intending on them like keeping it for a long time.
Yeah.
You know, it's just like something like, oh, I see this right now, gone.
Yeah.
Like it's gone. Like that's how but I'm like in an object permanence kind of way. So if I don't see it, it doesn't exist anymore to me. But if it's if it's discussed, like, hey, add this to your folder, like add another one, then that I feel like is
look at this when you miss me, big boy.
Yeah. Look at 10 years from now when you're lonely in a hotel room on a work trip. Look at
Best advice that was ever given from a sitcom. Schitt's Creek, Moira Rose, take 1,000 naked pictures of yourself.
Yeah.
Because one day you're going to be like, no one wants to see these spooky boobies.
I need to take more naked pictures of myself.
We don't need to go down this rabbit hole right now. Like, look at us back in the day.
Yeah. We just sit here like showing each other our nudes for 30 minutes. They're not,
and that's the episode.
Yeah,
you don't get to see it, you perverts.
You just get to listen to us describe it.
Yeah,
not even describe it. Just be
like,
wow,
boobies,
beautiful,
very tasteful.
Story 2. My 32 female fiance, 37 male, is a homicide detective, and I'm starting to feel like he treats me more like a suspect than a partner. My fiance and I have been together for almost 4 years. He's a homicide detective. My friends immediately started side-eyeing me. They said, don't date a cop, it's not worth it, they're all abusive, etc. None of them have actually dated a cop, so I found their opinions more annoying than anything else. I just felt like they were basing their judgment off a stereotype. My mom said similar things, but she dated a cop who was former military with PTSD like 49 years ago and based everything off of that. Lately, though, a few things have started to bother me. I don't know if it's just like these incidents seemed to be more frequent or if I was just willfully blind to it before. I'm just bothered by these things now. He records our arguments. I've known about that for a while. He told me it was to make sure we remember things correctly and communicate better. And I believed him. At first. I didn't like it, and I thought it was pretty petty and stupid. I asked him if he saved the recordings, and he said he deletes them once the argument was resolved. I've since found a folder on his computer labeled with dates and times and the recordings of our arguments or other conversations we've had going back over a year. He notices tiny changes in my behavior and asks questions in a way that feels more like an interrogation than concern. I also recently discovered he's done background checks on some of my friends and coworkers. Sometimes his phone buzzes and he steps out for hours without explanation, but he just says he's handling work stuff whenever I ask. He makes cryptic comments like, I only trust what I can verify, or I like to know everything that matter when it comes to things between us, not strictly talking about work. Then he laughs it off, but the words stick. It's hard to tell when he's joking and when he's serious. I love him, but it's just like sometimes I feel like he's treating me like some sort of suspect. He doesn't seem to trust anyone, including me. Every little disagreement feels like it could be evidence. Recently, he's made some comments related to having kids about having a tracker on them at all times and never letting them spend the night at a friend's house. This came after I told him that people at work were saying their kids don't have sleepovers like we used to have. He said he'll never let his kids spend the night at somebody else's house and that he'll do background checks on every parent of our kids' friends and teachers. I feel like these sorts of comments are becoming more frequent and it's just escalating. How do I handle this with him? How do I discuss this in a way that won't turn into a dumb argument that he inevitably records for no good reason? I honestly don't know how to bring this up to him. I've considered telling him he needs therapy because he can't continue to live the life that he has, so suspicious and paranoid about everything and everyone. But I'm pretty sure he'll refuse that. Uh,
I have like layered feelings on this.
I have one big feeling. My biggest feeling is like, fuck cops.
Yeah.
Like every sort of cop.
Yeah.
And yeah, you should not be with him for every reason that your friend
like
said.
that
But
stereotype exists for a reason.
yeah.
And I feel like you're definitely dealing with someone who probably can't leave work at work.
Most detectives are like that. Like they're like married to the job. That's why they make shows off of them.
Yeah. And depending on, you know, what they see and what they go through, sure, I get not being able to like leave things at work or seeing like all these scenarios of being like, okay, like what if. That being said, you have to manage your expectations of a partner, and you can't keep them in the same bubble that you've created yourself and like be controlling of them. And you can't. Did you watch Black Mirror, that episode where there's this like camera that you can put, I think, in your kid's eyes?
Well, you put it in everyone's eyes, and then you can like go back through your memories at any given point.
Yeah, and that mom is like watching her daughter like do everything.
Yeah,
I feel like he would sign up for this in a heartbeat. Seems like that way I always know where they're at.
That episode, because you can watch it on the tablet. I was thinking of the other episode where like everything's recorded in a memory and you can like watch it back.
No, this one like the mom is like watching things through her eyes.
Yeah,
so she's seeing things that like not great for a mother to see.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. I feel like this is, especially if he's not willing to meet you halfway, like you have to meet him where he's at.
Yeah.
And he's like extreme.
Yeah. There's
like
it's not a sustainable relationship, and he's always going to be controlling like that. I mean, there's a reason that he's a cop, not to have a hot take here, but like
it's like just now it's not going to get better.
Yeah, it's not going to get any better, and he's going to continue, and he's going to fight you tooth and nail. Like, I understand. I used to, like, in my old relationship with a very abusive partner, like, feel like I needed, and I didn't, but like I felt like towards the end I did. Actually, I lied. Towards the end I did, but in the beginning, and like I was with him for a long time, I was like, I feel like I need to record our arguments, because I'll say something and he'll say something like super terrible, and he'll be like, I never said that, also you said this, and I'm like, no, I didn't, I said this. And it like happened all the time, and so like towards the end it was like, I need to record these for my safety, kind of thing.
No, but I definitely get recording an argument.
But when it's when it's in this mundane way,
I don't.
When it's mundane little like petty arguments, there's no reason to record it. Like, move on. If you feel like you can't get over a situation, like either go to therapy, like individual or couples, or like don't be with that person. If you feel like every argument that you have, you're waiting by bated breath to like rehash it over and over again, and then like you have a file on your computer that just has every argument that you've ever had, and there's like notes next to it. I bet he has like a spreadsheet that's like, this day we argued about this, and I was pissed off because of this, and he like tallies it up in his head.
It makes
like
a pie chart of, this is how many times we've argued about laundry,
and this is how many times that you started an argument, and this is how many times I've started an argument. Like that kind of thing.
Using it in this way, like I have like told people to record arguments, but it's because there's probably going to be legal issues coming. So that way you have legally what they said and what you said to them. There's no he said, she said. Literally have a recording of it. But just to have it, to rehash your arguments after, I feel like you never get over your arguments then.
Also, I can understand not wanting to have your kid go to sleepovers.
Like, that's also something that I don't argue with that.
It's
the
like
way you're doing it.
The way,
is really intense.
Exactly. It's like, no, our kids don't need to have trackers on them 24/7, and no, like every friend doesn't need a background check, and like every parent, like if I'm
honestly, be so for real. If I could do background checks, I would do them on people.
I would also do them on people, but like
the way he's
going about it is
the things he's doing. No sleepovers for your kids. Background checks on like your neighbors. I'm cool with that. However, if you're like,
you're sowing distrust into your family, like actively, and that's how your kid's gonna grow up too. Like,
Right.
Your kid's gonna grow up skeptical of everyone, and they're gonna like not trust anyone. Which, like, I mean, I understand, especially being a detective and like seeing some of the worst, most heinous things that you could see, especially because like that is a detective's job, is to like solve, quote unquote, a crime. So they like see all this like horrible, horrifying shit. So of course they're gonna be like a little like, I'll have trust issues and be skeptical in their day-to-day life. But yeah, like taking it this far,
right,
like
it doesn't make it sustainable to have the life that he's trying to. You can't have a wife, like
you can't have a wife, you can't have kids, because you're gonna be scared of losing them all the time. Like, and it's gonna drive you to the brink. It's gonna drive your wife to the brink. It's gonna drive your kids to the brink.
Right.
Like,
your wife's gonna hate you, your kids are gonna hate you.
Yeah, your kids are gonna grow up with like drug addictions because they like were so sheltered their entire lives that they like freaked out when they were a later teen, you know.
Yeah, no, he's definitely taking it too far.
Yeah,
so break up.
Easy.
Yeah, you're only fianced as of this post.
Yeah.
The next story is a continuation and an update of it.
Oh no. No! No! No!
I'm sorry.
Oh,
I'm
no.
so sorry. Story 3. My 33 female husband, 37 male, is a homicide detective, and I'm worried his job is consuming him again now that I'm pregnant.
Oh my God. She didn't listen to any person that commented on the
all the
freaking
comments
post.
are like, do you want to live like this? You're being monitored. Cops are not supposed to do random background checks on people. That's an abuse of power. Domestic violence counselor. Your post reeks of coercive control. Like, okay.
I hate when people go to Reddit for advice and
they just ignore it.
They're like, why'd you post?
Right.
Why did you post?
Did you not want... Didn't you just ask, what should I do?
Yeah.
How do I handle this with him? They told you. So, yeah. Let's get into story 3. About 6 months ago, I posted on here because I felt like my fiance treated me more like a suspect than a partner because of how much his job affects him. He's a homicide detective and has been extremely suspicious, hypervigilant, anxious, controlling about safety, records our arguments, etc. We got married mid-April as planned, so he's my husband now.
Boo!
Sometime in January, I finally told him very directly... Okay, yes, this is before the wedding. I finally told him very directly that the things he's been doing could not continue the way they were. I told him he needed to either seriously address how much this job was affecting him or reconsider the kind of work he was doing. I actually took my engagement ring off and gave it back to him and said I wouldn't put it back on until he figured out what he was going to do. It wasn't a screaming fight or a dramatic scene or anything like that. I was calm. He wasn't calm at first, but eventually we had a real conversation where he admitted he didn't actually like living this way. He admitted to feeling constantly worried something bad is going to happen to the people he loves and that he's depressed and anxious all the time, and he knew it was affecting him too. He decided to start therapy in February and has been going consistently every week ever since. He's doing the assignments and homework they give him, putting in effort. I genuinely started to see a difference in him. He seemed lighter, in a better mood, more positive about things. I really thought things were getting better. I found out I was pregnant a week before our wedding. It was very early, as I took a test within a few days of my missed period. The pregnancy wasn't exactly planned to happen right now, but it also wasn't a huge accident. We had planned to casually start trying as soon as we were married by just no longer using any forms of birth control or prevention and seeing what naturally happened. So I stopped taking birth control for a few months before our wedding, since I know several women who had trouble getting pregnant immediately after going off birth control. I just wanted to give my body some time to regulate itself. We were both in agreement on this plan and planned to use condoms for a few months before the wedding. It turns out that I, one, am not one of those women who needs a break from birth control before successfully conceiving, and two, we really don't like the feel of condoms, and we both enjoyed the risk of what could happen.
Brother.
Yeah. So we ended up foregoing the condom half the time. I would have preferred it to happen after we were married, but I was still a little late about it. Okay, pause. I'm sorry. If you're not using contraception, you're actively trying to get pregnant.
Yes.
Those are the only two.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay, back in. When I told him he was incredibly happy, his reaction was great. He smiled nonstop for days. He was excited, affectionate, supportive, talking about our future. I'm only 9 weeks pregnant now. The pregnancy is very early. I found out when I was 5 weeks. I just had my first OBGYN appointment yesterday. Our honeymoon was only a week long. Wish it could have been longer, but it's just not really good timing for my job right now. He was so positive about the pregnancy and the baby during that week. There was no talk about being paranoid about our future, child safety, any worries, none of the stuff about tracking our kids that he always mentioned before. He seemed more relaxed about it than me, whereas I'd started to worry about every little thing. He was the one having to make me relax and not worry about it. Now that the wedding and honeymoon are over, we're back to real life, and he seems to be having reservations about having a kid now. He says he's got back to work and started thinking about all the things he's seen involving children, and he remembers why he previously decided he didn't want kids. He's back to saying he's sorry, but he'll be tracking our child at all times. And they will not go over to friends' houses. If they are allowed, it will not be overnight, and that will happen only after he's fully vetted them. He doesn't know how he'll trust anyone around our child, that he's seen more than one dead child at a daycare, so he doesn't think it's a good idea, and daycare staff can't be trusted, and so on. He said he doesn't know if he can do this, and that if we feel two totally different ways about this stuff, maybe we shouldn't have this baby right now. The last comment honestly devastated me because this pregnancy was very wanted by me, and up until recently, I believed it was wanted by him too. I don't think he's saying these things because he doesn't love the baby already. I think he's terrified. I think his job has shown him the absolute worst things that can happen to children, and now he's panicking about being a father. I just don't know where the line is between understandable fear and anxiety and behavior that could be unhealthy for both me and our child long term. I don't know what more to require of him, though. He's still doing weekly therapy sessions. I'm sure he'll be talking about it. But what if it doesn't help? How do I support someone who's genuinely trying in therapy while also protecting myself and my future child from being consumed by his fears?
Brother,
whoa. This comment, girl, what the fuck are you doing?
Yeah, it's insane to me that she posted previously and was like, this is happening. Like, this, it's horrible. Like, he's very controlling, blah, 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 all this stuff. People addressed it. They were like, hey, this is abusive behavior. If it's not already like physically abusive, it's going to be like, he is showing all of these signs. This is a very toxic relationship. And she still proceeded to not only get married, but then willingly try for a baby with him.
Right.
Knowing all of this in her head. I understand, like, he's been going to therapy. He's been working on himself. It has not been that long.
It has not been that long.
It's been
a few months.
Yeah, it has not been that long.
He started in February. They got married in April.
In April. Like, what should have me, a doctor, a licensed psychiatrist, you see, what should have happened was they were like, if she really wanted to make this relationship work, if she was really gung-ho, even after saying all of those comments, which I don't think is the best idea, but, like, this is not me. This is not my person, but what would have been the right thing to do if she wanted to be in this relationship would to be like, hey, we can still be together. We're not engaged anymore. I want you to go to therapy. I want you to work on yourself. I want you to figure out what you want out of your life. Like,
yes,
for a long time. Like, we're going to do this for a year.
Right.
We're going to try this out you're going to do this in a year. We'll reconvene. We'll see if our priorities line up.
Yeah.
If we still feel the same way about kids, if we still feel the same way about arguments, if we, like, all of this aligns, then we can get married.
Right. Totally. Like, he needs more time.
Yeah.
To go to unpack everything he's going through. He just started. He probably, granted, I don't know what's happening in his therapy sessions, but towards the beginning, you're generally not diving into the deep, dark.
Yeah, you're getting to know
things,
your therapist.
You know,
like,
so you're kind of at the, I'm doing pretty good. I'm going to therapy. This is fun. You're not at the point where you're like feeling awful after every therapy session because you're just unpacking so much. He still has to go through that.
Yeah.
So I just think, like you said, if she wanted to make this work, she needed to give him more time for that.
Yeah, I think, and maybe I'm wrong for saying this, I think OP is kind of a, like, selfish person.
I think that is selfish.
Like, I think that she saw this and she was like, I want to get married. I want to have a baby.
Right.
So I'm going to do what I want to do, regardless of everything else, regardless of this baby that I'm now carrying and the life that they're going to lead, because we are in this toxic relationship and they're going to grow up in this household now.
Right.
She was like, this is what I want. So I'm going to do it. And I don't care if you get better. Actually, I see that you're going to therapy. So in my head, that's all that matters now. Like,
regardless of what you want. Because he said at some point that he
didn't want kids. That's another thing too. Is like,
that should be one of people's biggest deal breakers, is if
I
one
think
wants kids and one doesn't.
That needs to be talked about on the first date.
I agree with that.
I know it's crazy, but like when people like on Love Island and stuff, like they're like right off the bat, they're like, do you want kids? Do you want to get married? I'm like, yes.
Yeah.
Hit them in like, life is way too short to wiggle around in the like, maybe we should, maybe we shouldn't. Like,
no, at this point, I'm 32. I ask it flat out. Like, we're not even on a date. We're just considering, should we go on a date? I'm like, oh yeah, I have nieces and nephews. I'm excited to have kids one day.
Yeah.
Not saying I want kids with you. I want kids one day.
Yeah.
And
that gives something that aligns?
Yeah. Like, you want kids one day? Or you can be like, you know what? I don't see that for me. We're not invested in each other. Cool.
Exactly. If that's like one hugest deal breaker in the world. And there are too many people who are having kids with people that don't want kids that should not have kids.
Oh, China?
Yeah.
Where it's like, well, they want kids, so I guess I'll do it. I'm like, you're going to resent them. You're going to resent the kid because you don't want this anyway.
Exactly. And that's like the biggest thing for me. I'm like, there is no way out of this. Like, I know that if you're trying to be optimistic and you're like, well, maybe I will, like, maybe I won't, like, they want kids, so maybe I will, or I want kids and maybe they'll come around. Right. Like, at the end of the day, 10 years down the line, like, that person is going to look at their life and be like, I made the biggest sacrifice that I could ever make for myself, for this other person to do something that I never wanted to do. The biggest sacrifice that's ever been known to man. Like, I keep waving my hands around like Trump. The biggest sacrifice. But like, that person is going to resent the other person for making them do that. Yeah. And vice versa. Mm-hmm. If it doesn't happen, the other person is going to have huge regrets for the rest of their life and come to hate the other person for not being able to provide what they wanted.
I gave this up for you.
Yeah.
So you need to make this work because I gave it up for you.
Yeah. And both people are valid in wanting those things.
Totally.
Like, OP is valid for wanting a baby.
Yeah.
And the other person is valid for not wanting a baby. Right. Those are very big things in life.
Yeah.
There's just find somebody else. It's just a compatibility error. There's like, there are billions of people on the planet. Like, OP already has shown that there's a lot of other stuff that's very bad with their relationship. Yeah. And to disagree on something that's so enormous, like that, like, it's not going to end well. Yeah. There is no world in which this ends well. There is like a point. I'm not a statistics person, but I would gander that it's like a 0.0000001% chance that he goes to therapy, right, and he's able to like work off everything.
Right, this is years.
He quits his job because that's an important thing. He needs to quit his job. Yeah, quits his job, finds a new job, is happy with his new job. Right, and in turn, his wife has a good job, is happy, has a kid. They have a loving, beautiful relationship. This kid grows up in a thriving family household.
Right. I think she's just trying to check off the boxes as soon as she can.
Yeah. I mean, she's 33. So, like, I understand, like, she feels the need to rush. But there is no rush. Yeah. There's no rush.
Because, like, once you have the kid, you're stuck with that person. So, at least make sure that you want to start, like, divorces happen, things happen. But I think baseline, you want to start at the point where you're not anticipating those things. Yeah. You're starting with your best foot forward, your best hopes.
Nobody wants to get a divorce, but you don't want to like go into a relationship where you're like, could we get divorced? Right. Like, you want to be like, we won't get divorced.
Right. Like, I love you. I love this. We are in it together. Yeah. Because it's a partnership. Yeah. So, yeah. No, you clocked it on her being selfish because that's what it is. he needs time to work through these things. If she's like, "Yep, I'm marrying you," and she gave him what, a month, 2 months of going to therapy.
Yeah.
That's what, 8 sessions.
Every single person in the comments is saying the same thing too. They're like, "This is so stupid. You are so dumb for this."
Mm-hmm.
Like, that's crazy. I cannot. I can't even like say too much because I was stuck in a scenario that was like really bad for a long time, and I like didn't see a way out of it. So I understand making some really questionable decisions when you're in that scenario because you can't see any other way out, so you're just trying to look forward.
Right.
But like, to actively have in front of your face so many people tell you to like, you're making a bad decision, this is a like life altering decision, that you're making the wrong choice here, and to still march full steam ahead.
It's in my head, it's like one thing when it's just you, right? Because your actions are affecting you.
Yeah.
As soon as you bring a kid into it, it's like you are now subjecting them to your choices too.
Yep.
Like, I will make some terrible decisions for myself,
but it's just myself.
But it's just me,
and I have to deal with the recourse of that.
Yeah.
That's exactly why I'm not having a kid. Yeah. Because I don't want to be responsible for the like social and brain development of a child, knowing that like I have my own issues that I have to get over. Like, why would I do that to a kid?
I think it's very mature of you. A lot of people don't think that way.
Yeah, I think more people should think that way. Yeah. I'm like, if you get mad when you're driving a car because another car cuts you off,
literally, I'm like, people are dying. There's bigger problems.
There are so many things that like go into having a kid that like people do not anticipate, and like obviously I'm not a parent, so I have no leg to stand in on this, but like don't have a kid unless you are ready to have a kid.
Yeah.
Like, you
not just
have
the idea of it.
Yeah. You have every single thing lined up. You want the absolute best. You have every single thing lined up for your kid. Yeah. And I know some, like, especially in this economy, people can't afford to do that.
Right.
People do what they can with what they can and give their kids a beautiful life. You can like live on like minimum wage. But then there's people that are like, we live in a 1-bedroom apartment and we have 8 kids.
Right.
And I'm pregnant again.
Right.
Why?
You don't have to be pregnant.
Why?
Stop having
stop.
Just stop. Just stop it.
Get on birth control.
Like,
have you ever
sneezed on you and you got pregnant again? Like, what?
Yeah. He just slipped and fell and his dick went inside.
No, like, I am very of the opinion, if you're not actively taking contraceptive measures, you are trying to get pregnant.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it's literally like a time bomb at that point. It's like, hey, it's Yeah,
I know so many people, they're like, I just don't think it's going to happen. Or I just wanted to see if it could happen. And then they get pregnant.
That's crazy.
People being like, I just didn't know if I could. So they chose to, instead of going
you
to
think
the
it's like
doctor
a fable? Like,
getting tested, they're just like, you know what? Put it in me.
It's just
see what happens. See if it grows.
It's a fairy tale. They're like, who knows if it'll happen?
I don't know.
I read it in storybooks.
I didn't think it was gonna.
Yeah.
But it did. Now I have 5 children. I'm like, so you didn't test it once. You tested it multiple times.
You tested it 5. You got a result and you said that wasn't good enough. So you tested it 4 more times.
It was like, clearly you did well in science.
Yeah.
So you're like, you know what? We got to set a control.
Yeah. That's crazy. Oh, could not be me. Okay, well,
story time.
Let's read the last one. Story 4. Me, 35 male, with my wife, 29 female, of 5 years, wants a divorce after I requested a paternity test. Trigger warning of infidelity and entitlement. I met my wife through a mutual friend. We were friends for a year or so before we both became single and decided we were compatible enough to date.
Charming.
We were together 2 years before we got married. I do not know what got into me. My wife is loyal, faithful, but I had been reading statistics about how many men are raising children that aren't their own and had absolutely no idea around the time she found out she was pregnant. We both wanted children. We weren't actively preventing it. About 3 months in, I couldn't take it anymore and told her I wanted a paternity test. She asked me if I was accusing her of cheating. I said, yes. She asked why, and I couldn't answer her. Neither of us have ever cheated on or been cheated on. She works very hard, long hours at her job, but she has always let me know where and who she is with. If she was going somewhere with friends, I was always welcome. I do not know why I did this, and it's tearing me up. She told me she'd gladly give me my paternity test, but that she was moving back to her mother's until that time came because she didn't know if she wanted to continue the marriage. She got an amniocentesis test
Ding.
at about 20 weeks. I'm the father, and when she told me, I was so happy, but she wasn't. She told me that she felt like she fell out of love with me the minute I asked her, and that she had no desire to reconcile. Our daughter was born July 10th. My wife has gone through a lawyer and started through the motions of divorce and issues of custody. She has since gotten her own apartment. She said she wants to keep this as amicable as possible for the sake of our daughter. But I just want to be a family. She doesn't want to support or alimony because she makes more than enough to cover herself and our daughter's needs to live a comfortable life. It's taken since February to even get her to soften her stance and even think about counseling. She said she loves me, but she isn't sure she can get over this. Now, I'm trying to think of how to fix this, but I'm just such a broken mess. I want to prepare a list to talk about on Monday at counseling, but I just can't think of anything but apologizing, and that hasn't made a difference in the past months. I don't think it would now. Well, that's...
You know what? Good for her for leaving.
Yeah.
This is
I'm like,
good for her story.
This
Get out
is
there, girl.
literally like you made your bed, now you need to lie in it. Like,
Right.
That's, sorry, sir, you messed up big time.
Right. You accused her of cheating on you based on
Nothing. And she
knowing that
asked
she
you,
didn't.
yeah, she asked you why, and you were like, I just think you are.
Yeah. That's what you woman folk do. You lay around.
You sloozies.
Right.
You
No,
harlequins.
fucking leave him too. Like, oh my god, you're accusing me? Because then I'd be like, are you accusing me because you're doing something?
Exactly.
I don't trust you anymore.
Yeah, I don't trust you. I don't think that you're being faithful, because that's usually like what happens is they
Right.
take it out on you. So yeah, that absolutely not. It's insane to me that he's like, well, I didn't know that this would happen. You're accusing your lifelong partner of the worst thing that they could do to you
Right.
with no evidence. You're just, while she's pregnant,
actively
while
pregnant.
she's pregnant with your child.
Right.
Like, I would leave too if that were me. Like, I would
Yeah.
not want to be with my partner who did not trust me.
No.
Because that's all that, it just shows that you don't trust me.
Right. Right. It's like, you admitted you're not actively preventing it. You both want kids. You're obviously sleeping together.
Mm-hmm.
And then, oh, lo and behold, she's pregnant. I wonder how that happened. Can't be mine.
It could not be mine. She obviously has to be cheating on me with
Right.
somebody.
And like, do you have such a low opinion of your own wife to be like, oh, I'm reading about these other women doing that.
Mm-hmm.
You would do that too.
Yeah.
Like,
Why
are you
That's a
married to her?
great point. Yeah,
Why are
it's
you
like,
married to
you
her?
just don't like her. Just
Yeah.
say that. You
Yeah.
just don't like her. Like, you don't think that she's a respectful woman. You don't think that she like takes you into consideration and treasures you and loves your relationship and wouldn't do that to you. Like, you think so low of her that she would just find time amongst her busy work schedule and all of the plans that she invites you to. She would find time in that to cheat on you maybe once. And she got pregnant off that one time compared to all the times that she's had sex with you.
It's ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. Fuck
Yeah.
this guy.
No.
I think he might have posted this on a different thing and then took it down and rewrote it. Oh, there's
Oh.
updates.
Oh, wait. Okay. Hold on.
That's what it is. I'm like reading these comments. I was like, wait a damn minute.
Okay. Here we go. Okay. Update 1. I got to sit down with my wife during my visit with my daughter while she was napping. Oh, so they had their baby. Okay. She says that this was the straw that broke the camel's back. Here's why she went nuclear, as a lot of people said, As much as it hurt, I needed to hear it. First, I had trouble trusting her our whole relationship, despite the fact that she'd never cheated on me or any exes. She's caught me snooping through her phone, email, work laptop before. And because she deals with privileged information, she says I open her up to liabilities with her clients. No, I've never found anything incriminating. 2, she has never hidden anything except work-related things because of confidentiality. Her bank accounts, credit card information, phone records were always open to me because she's caught me snooping before and wanted to assuage my fears. 3, I had recently installed Tinder on my phone and she had caught me on OkCupid 6 months ago. Her best friend sent her my profile, so she thinks that this is me projecting. Last, she got upset about the hypocriticalness of it all while she had been fully open to me, but she says I never showed her the same courtesy and always bitched at her about my privacy. I had my phone passcoded. I would get upset if she did the same, and I'd get angry with her if she went into my computer email for any reason, even if it was bill related. She said what really made her not want to work on it was some of the following. First, she felt no support from me before the test. She would come over every other day to talk to me, but I was cold to her and that she tried to work on it from the beginning. She said my aloofness made her not care. Second, I refused to help her cover the copay for the test. She said this was pettiness that made her feel this way, but she was going to get the test anyway because she's paranoid about birth defects and her insurance didn't deem it medically necessary. Last, I went on a few dates after she moved out and she found out. She considered it cheating because she had been attempting to work on our marriage at this point and had even made counseling appointments that I refused to attend until she got the paternity test. I didn't remember about this and didn't include it in my last post. She said she's willing to work on the marriage, but she said that it has to be open both ways and she isn't willing to move back in with me right away. I have to give her the passcode to my phone and delete Tinder. I do not want to give her the passcode to my phone because I think I deserve my privacy.
This has to be bait. Oh my God.
Her other condition is personal therapy as well as couples counseling. I don't want to do this either because many of you have pointed out there's nothing wrong with wanting to be sure. And there's another update. Okay, I'm just going to read it. Before we get into. Okay. Update 2, I realize now that I'm not exactly someone you want to sympathize with, and I'm sorry. I do love Marissa and want to be a better husband and father, but I will not get that chance. Thank God.
Oh yeah, Marissa.
In therapy, our therapist had us lay everything out on the table, and I admitted that I was an unfair hypocrite. She admitted that she's happier without me, despite being a single mother for all intents and purposes. We attempted to talk it through with her laying out her terms to re-enter the marriage. I still feel I did not cheat on her because she left me with no discussion of the terms. She feels that I cheated because we were still married and actively discussing her eventually rebuilding her trust in me and moving back home. We agreed to try another therapy session, but Tuesday morning she canceled it and filed for divorce. We had dinner that night. She told me she was sorry, but she didn't think she could make it work because her trust at this point was irrevocably broken. I told her it was okay. We sat down and talked about visitation until she leaves in January. Then she will be moving to her home state with an opportunity that grants her more money and better benefits, including on-site daycare. She told me she harbors no hard feelings toward me, but she wishes it hadn't ended this way. I told her it didn't have to, but she disagreed and said it did. I told her I'd give her access to my phone and such, but the fact that I did that to her left a sour taste in her mouth about it, and she doesn't want a relationship where it's considered normal to not share/rifle through the other person's things for no reason, as she put it. We agreed on child support, and we will get it in writing. I make a comparable amount to what she'll be making, so we agreed to split baby expenses. Babies will be on her insurance. I gave her a check for the amount of the test. Anything else that we can think of? I know there's no chance of me getting my wife back now, but how can I be a good dad to baby long distance? Oh my God, bro.
Jesus Christ.
He left out so
He
much pertinent information.
very intentionally did not include him being on Tinder and going on
Cheating on his wife!
He's like, oh, babe, it wasn't cheating because I didn't fuck her. Like, so you're on a date? Your wife just left because you insulted her. And you're like, no, babe, come back from the table at Applebee's while you're on a date with another girl.
Oh my god.
What?
Oh my god. Oh my god.
I am so proud of her. It doesn't have to end this way. And she's like, no, it does.
It does.
It
Yeah.
does. It
I'm
does.
actually happier without you. Come to
Right.
find out.
Mhm.
And good for her, because like at first I was like, I never was on his side once, but
Right.
like I'm like, okay, maybe they can work on it with a lot of counseling.
Yeah.
But yeah, the fact that like he would go through all of her stuff
Right.
all the time with like no warning, no ass, like he just like goes through her stuff.
Right.
That would irk the fuck out of me.
Mhm.
Like it's like, no, I'm not trying to hide anything, but why do you feel the
Why are
need
you
to not
constantly
trust
doing
me?
it?
Yeah. And the hypocrisy, like she
Mhm.
said that she wasn't allowed to go into his things, and like she was like, we can repair the relationship if you let me.
If you do these things
Yeah.
that you're doing to me.
And he was like, no, I deserve my privacy.
I don't see why you would need that. As he's
Girl?
actively cheating on her.
Oh my, I don't even want to spend any more time on this because it's gonna make me so mad.
Yeah.
I'm gonna like go upstairs and
Fired
fight
up.
with Quentin
You know
because,
what?
because I'm like
Sorry,
pissed off at
Quentin.
men now. I'm like, how dare you?
No, good for her. This is like the best case of the best revenge is living well.
Yeah.
'Cause she's moving to her home state.
Mhm.
She has a better job with daycare.
Yep.
Her and her baby are going to take on the world, and he can go fuck off.
Yeah,
and
go
cry the
pound
whole
sand,
time.
bitch.
Yeah.
Like, holy shit. Go get back on OkCupid and find another
Right.
person to do a paternity test with.
I am so glad so many people in the comments are like, you're a piece of shit.
Yeah.
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 I'm not saying bullying is right, but I'm glad they bullied him in the comments so he could see, like, okay, maybe I'm the problem.
Yeah.
Because he didn't think he was.
No. Well, he left out so much information and then not paying for the test that you demanded she
Right.
get.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm so happy that this woman is getting
No.
so far away from him.
This comment is like, listen, he only had Tinder as a married man and only went out on a few dates with people. How could he have known those things were wrong?
Imagine the roles were reversed and she was doing the same thing. He'd be like, you
I
cheated on
fucking
me.
knew it.
I knew
He'd be
you
like,
were a
fucking-
whore.
This
Yeah.
is why we got a paternity test.
Exactly. I
This
knew
is
you were
for
a whore.
you.
Like,
Yeah.
yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
God.
hopeless guy. You know, after these stories, I think I'm just going to stick with my friends for a while. I know I can trust them.
And you know who you can trust? Us and our followers. You can follow and like and share, subscribe. You can find us on every social media that there is, and all of the streaming platforms at _the pod. You can also put your stories on our Reddit, which is the same, or you can email us at whatwasthat.thepod@gmail.com. And you have to do it so you don't break our trust.
Mm-hmm. Did you ever do trust balls as a kid?
Oh yeah, let's do one right. Wait, what was that?